I definitely did not grow up thinking I was going to be a professional mermaid. For me, it's the water aspect. It's that someone with human qualities to them can live in the underwater world, which for a lot of us who love to dive and love to swim, that's just kind of that dream state. So when you think about if you could be turned into anything, what would it be? It would be for me someone who could be underwater, which is the mermaid.
Is it viewed as weird by people?
Yeah, not as much now because it's become popular and because you can go to a store and see a mermaid tail for sale, whereas years ago you couldn't. No one knew of that. But I definitely still have my share of people who think like, "Oh, she's delusional. Maybe she wasn't loved enough as a child," was one of the comments once.
People can sexualize anything. Is there some aspect of that involved in this?
Not for me. I mean, I don't involve that aspect into my work at all. And I really don't get any feedback online that is in that nature. I know that it exists, but it's not something that's ever been something that I've created in my work, and it's not something that I've had to experience. Um, we get the occasional, the term is mervert. Um,
It's a
we
great
get the
term.
occasional mervert. But other than that, no, I that hasn't been, something that's been a part of what I do in the mermaid stuff. But it it is society, and society will literally sexualize anything, unfortunately. But I am lucky that that's never been something that I've had to deal with.
That makes sense, right? Like that probably side of things does exist, but maybe they target a different demographic if that's what they're interested in. I was really impressed by the tails. Like to me, they look like they're heavy or they have some weight to them and they look expensive.
Yes, to all of that. Depends on the tail. So we have a few levels of tails. The base level is a fabric tail. It's just made of like kind of like swimsuit material. And then you have a monofin that you can put inside of it. Those range anywhere from $300 to $800 with the monofin, and they're pretty light. They're probably under 10 pounds. Then the silicone tail, which is like the top of the tiers of tails, those range anywhere from $2,000 to $20,000, and they can weigh anywhere from 25 to 50 pounds.
$20,000? Like, why is.
That's pretty rare to come across one that's that expensive, but they do exist because they are so intricately created. The normal standard price, I would say, you're looking at like 3 to 6 thousand.
So, how popular would you say this is, right? And I know that's kind of hard to quantify, but are you scrounging for customers or turning them away to be dramatic?
It is definitely becoming more mainstream. 7 years ago, when I would say I'm a professional mermaid, everyone would look at me weird. And now when I say it, everyone knows somebody that has a tail or is a mermaid of some sorts. And Patty, which we certify through, does a lot of certifications in mermaid now. The program is fairly new, but in 2022, I think it was like 155 mermaid certifications. So I'm not scrounging for clients. I always have room to have more people come out to the stuff, but it's it's an application process usually for the retreats just to make sure that you're a good fit for that type of experience versus our courses. But yeah, I don't have to scrap for them. There's actually a lot of people out there that want to come do this experience. I call it the ultimate adult sleepover.
How long into a conversation with somebody before they bring up Ariel?
That would be within. There's actually one thing trumps Ariel. It's the Wiki Watchy mermaids. I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but there's a spring here in Florida called Wiki Watchy Springs, and they've had a mermaid show for I don't know when it started, but it goes way back. I think like 50 years or so. And they're these amazing performers that perform in the spring water, and there's like a glass wall, and you can sit and watch the performance. And that's the first thing everybody asks is, oh, you must be a wiki watchy or witchy washy. They say it a different way every time. That's always first. So Ariel usually comes up second. And that's within a couple minutes of the conversation is you must want to be Ariel. You must be obsessed with the Little Mermaid. Um, and then, of course, I've had red hair for a long time, not currently, but I do get pretty red. And I think people think I'm trying to cosplay her, but I'm not, surprisingly enough. But it is definitely, I get pointed at a lot that's Ariel walking around with her human legs.